the toString employee class. So yes, on the toString method, if you are directly printing the object, that object it is going to convert into the string and then it will give the data. Okay. So now, if you can see here, so I hope everyone knows a collection, right? So how like this is like list object. Okay. So the list class we have. So that's the reason preference is holding the child object. So my list want to allow only the employee objects. So if I select employee object, it won't allow. So this we already discussed in Java. Sorry, this already we discussed in the collections concept, right? So we are adding this like a list object, okay, and then we are adding we are using the add method, and then we are calling this constructor. So we are creating the anonymous object and which accepts like all these parameters. All these parameters, it is it is going to accept all these parameters. It is going to accept. So one is an ID, name, age, gender, and department, year of joining, and the salary. Okay. So we'll be giving ID, name, age, and gender, department, year of joining, and salary. Right. So we are going to add the employees like this. So how many employees we added? So list of in this list like we will be having a different group of employees. Say for example, the department it comes to the HR, it comes to the sales and marketing, it comes to the infrastructure. This employee belongs to the employee number 114. It belongs to the product development. The employee number 115 there belongs to the HR department, and the 111 there belongs to the HR department. If you can see product development, so we'll be having like one more employee we have like 144. Okay, there belongs to product development. Is there any product development? Yes, 188. Okay, 188 product development means. So we are adding all the list of employees into the list. Means we are adding all the employees into the collection object, okay. So once we added the all the 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 almost like 18 employees we added. It's like this employee list object now. This employee list object is having 18 employees data. 18 employees data. So now this employee list we are performing the stream operations, and then we are going to see also how calculate the salaries. We are going to get the employee age based on the age condition we are getting based on the and the all that we are going to see here. Okay. So the first query is like see what they're they're asking like the how many male and female employees are there in the organization. So how many male and female employees are in the organization? Okay, just count here how many males. 11 males and 6 females. So when I'm executing this query, when I'm executing like, so it's kind of like a SQL query, like when we are going to select like how many males and female employees that there in the employee table. So the same way, the same kind of programming they have been introduced in the Java, in the Java 8, so that it's become like a functional programming language. From Java 8 onwards, Java became like a functional programming language. So for that purpose, like we are going to we are going to we're going to use all this like data, and then we are doing the data operations with the different conditions, and we are getting the data. So if you can see here, just uncomment this. Okay, so just alter this one. Okay, okay, so here I want to see, I want to get, here the query is how many male and female employees. Okay, how many male and female employees. So why we took the map? Okay, so let's consider, so the string is belongs to maybe male or female. Okay, then this is a key. See, key is like a male or female, and the value is nothing but like we are taking the long value. So it decides like it is going to print the male equals to so and so employees, and then female equals to what is a count. So it is going to give. Okay, so for that, in Java 8, how we are going to use? So by using the Streams API, what is the employee list? Employee list is like, this is collection, right? This collection is having the all the employee data. This collection is having all the employee data. So in that case, so we are using employee list dot stream. Okay, so once we are using the stream, so we have a collect method. So why we are using the collect, why we are not filtering it? See, we no need to do any filter condition here, because we are not asking anything about like specific employee. I want to list out the employees whose age is greater than some 20, 25 and all. Means in that case, like we are going to use a filter condition. So why we are not using the filter condition here? Because, so what the query is like, how many male and female employees are there in the organization, means we need to collect the data. Okay, so we have in the stream API, we have a collect method. So which accepts the, so what is this collectors? See, collections is a class. Collection is an interface. The same way, collectors is a static class, means the class will be having all the predefined methods. All the predefined methods, if you can see, all the methods belongs to the static. So directly we can call them. Directly we can call them. All the methods belongs to static. If you see any method which is present in the collectors classes, directly we are using the collector classes methods, and then it is going to perform all like in the SQL operations. How we are going to do the same way, it is going to perform. It is going to perform all the things. All the methods are inside the collectors classes is a static one. Static methods. Okay, so just come down here. Okay, so why we are using the group by? Why we are using the group by? So if you want to why we are using the group by? Because like I want to group, let's say for example, in the school I want to know about, so each section, how many male and female candidates are there, male and female students are there. In that case, so we are dividing, we are segregating the data, right? We are segregating the data for female one side and the male one side, then we are counting it the same way. So we are going to use the group by method in the collectors class. So what value we have to group by? What value we have to group by? So the group by based on the gender. So this is like a method reference. Instead of creating the employee object and calling the getter method, see, it belongs to directly. It calls like a getter method only. It is going to directly call the getter method, and it is going to return the gender. Okay, it is going to return the gender. So what are the values it is going to initialize through constructor, then it is going to, what are the values it is coming from through constructor, and we are initializing into the local like the global variables. Then if you call the get gender method in the getter method, then automatically it is going to return the gender. Okay, then automatically it's going to return gender. So in that case, we are going to use employee method reference and get gender. So get gender is a getter method. It is going to return the gender, either it is a male or female. Then after returning it, we are going to count each, means we are incrementing the count, whether it is like a male or female, we are using collectors dot counting method. So it is going to use the count. It is going to, this method is going to internally count the number of male and female employees, in the number of male and female employees. For example, the same data, if you want to check, like, then we'll be defining in two different ways. For example, how we can write down in core Java the same situation. Okay, so let's take like just initialize one count, male count. Okay, male count equals to 0, and then I'm going to write down into another one, female count. See, in general, I'm just explaining about like why in every interview they are asking Java 8, Java 8, every project, why all the companies are using Java 8. So to concise the code only, so we are using the functional programming language. So now I'm going to write down, let's assume like we are going to call, like we are creating the employee object. Okay, like this. Let's say, for example, employee object. Okay, so in that case, like I'm going to call if employee get employee dot get gender. Like this, we are in Java, like this we are going to call, right? Someone joined. No. Okay. Dot equals of we are going to give like any constant if you want to declare, or else you can give male. Okay, so if the condition satisfies, if the whatever the current request, it is coming the employee dot get gender and then dot equals of male, then what we are going to do, we are going to increment what is that male count, right? And then if it is not, else if like we are going to write down so here the programmer has to put more efforts. Programmer has to put more efforts in order to think about the logic and to build his own logic. Right? So we are going to use male count. So we are going to increment, and then then finally like if it is related to some other any transgender, and then we can write down any condition finally else, and then we can write down, and then so we can print HOP of number of male employees. Okay, now you are printing here the male employees are going to use this. After incrementing the count, right, directly we are like we are printing here, right? And then we are going to use number of female employees. So this much lengthy code we have to write down. So that too here we are using the streams. Streams are like parallelly it executes, but the condition wise, if you can see, like if you are writing here in a normal core Java level, then here the situation is different, because so the every condition So for initializing, we have to initialize the two variables. For that, we need some memory on that, and then we are calling the condition, and we are checking the condition here, and then we are incrementing it. So each and every iteration, it has to come either if or else block. It has to come and it has to increment the value, and finally, we are going to print this one. So the same logic in this line it is going to perform. In one line, we are going to perform the same logic. So the same logic we are going to perform in this line, because so streams are running parallelly. Streams are running parallelly. We can collect the data parallelly, and it will execute parallelly, and then it will return the data. So in that case, if you remember these methods, you no need to write any explicit logic. This logic you no need to write down. This condition logic. So you may not putting the efforts in here. Simply like whatever someone is already provided the methods, simply you are using those methods and getting the output. So both codes it is going to return the same data. So if you want, you can try it and execute this one, then you will get the data. Okay, now so by using this single line of code, we are getting the data. Single line of code, we are getting the data. Is there any? So this call, let's comment this one. Just so this is going to print like a single line, like it is going to return the number of female employees and male employees, right? It is returning the male equals to 11 and female equals to 6. That is what we count initial rate. Just count, it is giving the same. Just count female employees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is returning, right? So like that we are going to use like a uh, stream, like by using majorly, like in the projects we are using the streams, and then we are executing the scenario based conditions and getting the data. Okay, so so I hope everyone is understood. Even though like we have a logic to implement, then why we are going for the Java 8 to concise the code. Okay, and then we are returning the data. So simply we are using the functional programming. Already the methods, already these built-in methods already given by the Java people. Simply we are using. So we'll be having group by and count all these things there in the SQL also. All these things there in the SQL also. Then why they have introduced in Java 8? Because so if you want to make like a database call, if you want to make a database call, for that you need a database connection, and then it has to connect to one other database server and get the credentials, and after that we are executing the query, and then we are getting the data, right? After that we are filtering, means in the query we are filtering it and we are returning the data. But before going to the database, like once you get the data from by using the select query, in Java we can do the filter. In Java we can do the filter. So that's a reason, like why we are using Java 8, because instead of to reduce the network round trips, network round trips from the application to database also, it is a benefit, because we can pull the data at once, and then if you want to do any data operations, any filters, if you want to do any condition based, then we can use Java 8 features, and then we can execute it. So I hope you understood, right, this scenario. So let's discuss few scenarios, then we'll wind up the class. Just discuss few scenarios. Okay, what is this? Print the name of all the departments in the organization. Use a distinct method and calling the map. Okay, so what they are asking in this query, what they are asking, I want to print all the departments in the organization. So for example, Go to the data. See, we have product development. See, but the product development, see, one department can have a multiple employees, right? One department can have multiple employees, right? So one classroom will have a multiple, like the one classroom will have the students, right? One to many. So the same way, each and every department will have a different employees. Okay. So here we want to check in our organization how many departments are there, so I want to, like, someone, the end user is requesting, so in your organization how many departments are there, then simply on the UI he is going to select the organization and click the filter, then it will call to backend. So here we are using map. Why we are using? See, earlier we used collect method. Now we are using the map. See, for example, if you are getting this kind of requirement, like to get, uh, I want to get like after filtering, I want to get like a specific specific details about the employee, not only employee, like specific details about the particular object, then we are going to use a map. Map is like a intermediate operation. Map is like a intermediate operations. Okay, so intermediately we are going to do this. Okay, so we are using employee list dot stream map. So don't think this is a Java 8 map. Okay, so in this stream we have a map method. Okay, so here we are calling the employee. So as I told you, like get, earlier example we discussed, right? Get gender we are calling, right? So by using the method reference without creation of object, so we are calling the get department, then it is going to return the department. So employee method reference get department, and we are using the distinct. So what is the use of distinct? So distinct is going to returns like it'll remove the duplicate elements. It will remove the, means it won't consider the duplicate uh, elements, duplicate things. So distinct is going to return the unique queue. Okay. So in that case, unique queue values, like, see, for example, uh, or 10 employees are belongs to the product development team, 10 employees are belongs to the product development team. So in that case, we no need to display all this. See, for these all 10 employees, there belongs to the product department, right? So sorry, product development, right? So in that case, department name is a common for all the employees, so that we can display only the product development. Okay, so that's the reason. So we are going to use like a distinct, and so this is like a for each method. So for each method, how we are, see, this is like a Java 8 for each method. We are going to use simply system dot out method reference println. So how we are going to use a method reference? The same way we are going to use a println. So in that case, it is going to collect all the departments with a distinct, and it is going to iterate one by one. It is going to iterate one by one, and it is going to print into the console. So for each loop is the method it is going to iterate, and it is going to print into the console, like how we are using, right? You want to write down for each loop, how we are writing string department. So we are going to pass, like if you want to iterate the specific department, and then we have to pass some list. So list of departments, and then we are going to iterate SOP of department, right? Each and every department, like this. So al dot add of HR. I'm just printing. Okay, I'm just adding HR. Okay, al dot product department. So let's say for example we will be having all the departments, then we are going to use a for each loop, and then we are printing each and every department in the for each loop. So this the same logic we are implementing in here. The same logic, we have a for each method. Okay, we are iterating one by one, same logic. So let's go back to this here. So this, it is going to run parallelly, but this for each loop it is going to run sequentially. That is only the difference. Okay, we can improve the performance of our application also. So then it is going to iterate one by one, and it is going to print, and then it is going to print parallelly. The same results it is going to, results wise it is a common, but the performance wise and the way we are writing the code, it will get differ. Okay, just run this one. So it is going to return HR, sales and marketing, infrastructure, product development, security and transport, account and finance. So simply it is going to return the list of distinct of the department names. Distinct of department names. So HR, sales, infrastructure, product development. If you can see, yeah, HR is there, sales and marketing is there, infrastructure is there, product development is there, security and transport, and account and account and account and finances. So it is going to return the unique department names. Is able to follow or not? Okay. So what about Manoj? Hi Manoj. I think he is not there in the system. Okay. Okay. So here what it is giving like what is the average of male and female employees. So I want to, like, if you want to get like the average of the male and female, and then if you want to get any average amount the salary, then we can use like collectors dot average int method. So here you need to concentrate only this logic, like employee list dot string collect and collectors dot grouping by. So we are talking about a male and female, right? That's why we are using again the grouping by get gender, the collectors dot. There we are counting earlier one. Now we are averaging it based on the age. I want to get average age of male and female. So well, let's say for example 6 females we have and 11 males we have, and then I want to calculate all the age belongs to the male and female, and then it is going to return the average. It is going to return the average because why we are taking here string double, because it is an average, right? So then it will give not in the int format, it is going to give in the double format. It is going to return. So average age of male is 30 and the female is 27, right? Okay. So the other one is like what it is saying the query, like get the details of highest paid employee in the organization. I want to know, get the details of highest paid employee in the organization. So what is the highest pay? So come back to the salary, and who is getting the highest pay? This is a 40,000, and this is 15,000. Sorry, 50,000. 32, 27. Okay. So this is the highest paid salary, Paul, right? So this record it has to return. This record it has to return. So sales and marketing guy is earning more. Yes, that's true only. Okay. So it is going to return this. This is 40,000 and this is 50,000. So this record it has to return in the console. Okay. Okay, so just see here, like why we are taking this one as an optional. So we discussed, right, option class, like in order to avoid the null pointer exception. So we are using the optional. When we are calling this method, it may return, if there is no data in the employee, it may return a null also. So if we are calling highest employee, like highest paid employee wrapper dot get, then we may not getting the null pointer exception. We may not getting the null pointer exception. So here the employee list dot stream. Okay, so why we are taking the collect method? Like we need to get like the highest paid employee, right? So for that we are going to use. So in order to get, I want to get like a select the maximum employee salary, select max salary. So we are using max salary from the employee table, right? The same way we are using collectors dot max by method. So we are using collectors dot max by method, and we are using, like I, as I told you, right? So we'll be discussing like comparator in Java 8. So comparator is an interface. It is going to, it is an interface. Okay, it is an interface. Like here we are going to do like comparing the, like why we are using comparator? In order to compare the to the employee salaries, the employee salaries, then only we'll come to know, right? See here in the zigzag manner, see here the salaries and all. Array list is basically, it maintains the insertion order. It maintains the insertion order. In that case, whatever the record we are inserting, it is going to return. So then we cannot. So we can, then we cannot judge, right? So in that case, so we are using the comparator. Comparator, by using the comparator, we are comparing, like we are comparing the salaries, and then we are getting the highest salary. Okay, so we are using comparator, comparing double method, and then here we are passing inside the comparing double. Why we are passing the salary? Because we need to get the salary only, right? So for that purpose, employee method reference get salary we are using. Employee method reference and get salary. So it is going to return the highest paid, the employee record. It is going to return the, means collector method. It is going to return. It is going to return an object. So what type of object it was? Employee. So then we are using here employee in the generic also. If we can see here, we are using employee. So by using that object, we are calling the get method. So get method is going to return that record. Then we are storing into here, and we are calling highest paid, means this reference dot get id, get name, age, gender, department, salary. So year of joining. So it is going to return the who is going to pay the highest salary from the organization. So it is returning the 50,000, right? So it is returning the 50,000. So so only the thing is, like we have to remember these methods, and based on the scenario we have to apply these methods and get the results. That's the reason, like first of all, like we should understand the queries. So what they are asking, and based on that we have to write down. Okay, so just comment this one. Okay, so what they're telling, get the name of all the employees who joined after the 2015. Get all the names of employees who joined after the 2015. So in that case, see who and all joined after 2015. We have to filter. See, then we have to concentrate on the year of joining. So after 2015, like 16, we have here two records, three. So what is the condition? So here we need to use a filter condition. Here we need to use filter condition. Here we need to use a filter condition. Okay. So just check here like employee list dot stream. Here we are using filter. So E is nothing but an employee object and this is a lambda expression. So E dot get year of joining. So get year of joining, why we are calling? Because it is going to return the year of joining. Why only year of joining? Because what they are asking in the query, who who have joined after the 2015, after 2015. Look, okay. So here, okay. So here we are calling in the filter the employee E dot get employee E dot get year of joining greater than 2015. So after, right, after means greater than. So we are using, you want to get like only what they are asking, get the names. So I told you, right, after filter, if you want to get the specific things, earlier also we told why we are using map. If you want to get the specific things, then we have to use a map. Inside we are calling method reference, we are calling the method reference inside the map and get name. So we need to return the name, right? We need to return the name. So it is going to call the, after filtering, it is going to call the names, and then we are iterating. We are using the for each loop and we are iterating one by one. Just run this one. 1 2 3 4 5 5 employees are getting, 5 employees are joined after 2015. Just check, like if you want to count, just concentrate of year of joining greater than 2015. So yeah, here it is there one. Earlier we didn't count 1 2 3 4 5. Where is the sixth one?
No, sir, only five. Only five.
Yeah, 5. Yes. So it is going to return the 5 employees. Okay. So like that, we are going to use the collections. Like that, we are going to use the collections and we are using the Stream API. So basically, we are using the streams basically in the collections concept only. So apart from collections, we are not using any features like, without collections, like we cannot perform this stream method and all, because the stream method is coming from coming from the collection only. Just call this one if you want. See, it is coming from the collection interface. See. So if it is coming from the collection interface, then we cannot use in a multi-threaded interface, right? We cannot use our like how we can, like normal logics and all we cannot use. If you use the collections only, then we can use the streams. So what it is, count the number of employees in each department. Count the count the number of employees in the each department. It is going to, they are asking the query. So in that case, what we have to use, like we have to use counting method and the each department means like, I want to know how many male and female employees, like that earlier we use a count, right? The same way we are using here group by, and then we are executing this. Just so the same way here, string long, and then employee list dot stream collect collectors dot group by. We are using collectors dot group by, and the employee method reference get department. Why we are calling specific to the get department? Because we need to. They are asking like the count the number of employees in the each department. Count the number of employees in the each department. So that's the reason we are calling get department. Okay, then collectors dot counting. So it is going to return each department. Then why we are using set, see, instead of using set directly you can print, but So in the hash map, how we are going to use the entry set we are using, right? See, normal hash map, if you are going to if you are going to put the elements, like we are adding the elements, and then after that, if you want to iterate, right, then we are going to use the for each loop map dot entry, and then we are using reference and method. What is that? Like in the for each loop, we are using colon, and then hash map object dot entry set we are using, right? The same way we are using the entry set. Each and every entry set will have key and value. Okay, key and value. So then we are going to use for each loop, and then we are calling get key, get value. So get key belongs to department, and get value belongs to counting. So it is going to return product development, so and so product development, how many employees, either it is a 4 or 3, like that it is going to return. So HR belongs to 2 or 3, like that. So each department wise, it is going to print the count of employees. Each department wise, it is going to count the employees. See, the product development is 5, security and transport is 2, sales marketing is 3, means this is a key and this is a value. The infrastructure 3, HR 2, account and finance 2. So like that, so that is the reason I told you, right, all the Java features, like we'll be explaining in one example, so that it will be covering all the things, all the concepts. So it is going to return the department wise employees, the department wise employees. So like that, if you want to do, if you want to average the salary on the each department, then we are calling the average double, we are calling the get salary, and then we each department means we have to group by, we have to use a group by. So like that we'll be having a number of scenarios. If you want, I will share this class. You just add the student, what is not student, employee class, so that you'll be not getting any errors. Okay, don't concentrate on this one. This logic is quite common. In the above also, it is a common, but concentrate on only this. Employee list dot stream collect collectors dot grouping by. Why grouping by? I want to get the each department wise. So grouping by method we are using, and then employee method reference get department, and it is going to get the each and every department. After that, this is like a key, and the average salary is a double. So collectors dot average double employee method reference get salary. Then this is common. This is like we are calling entry set, and we are storing here each and every, like entry dot key is nothing but like department is like a key, and the value is like average the salary of each department, average salary of each department it is going to print. So just run this. So it is going to return the product development is like a hash map, like here the key, and this is the value average of the product development. The department is paying salary for 31,960. So like that, it is going to average each and every department wise, and then it is going to return the data. It is going to return the data. So okay, so if you want to see other query, like here what they are getting, like what they are discussing here, they get the details of youngest male employee in the product department. Okay, so here what they're asking, like to get the youngest male employee for the product development, for the product development. So in that case, we are using the youngest male employee, means like we have to use definitely the filter method. Okay, the age, right, it's related to the age, no? So we have to definitely use. So don't think that it is all SOP statements. Don't think that it is like empty code. Just concentrate on this logic alone. Okay, I think yeah. Okay, so here just concentrate only this code. Okay, so employee list dot stream and filter, and we are using the lambda expression e lambda expression e dot get gender equals to, so what they told, male, or else if you want to use dot equals also you can use. Okay, so here what they asked, get the details of the youngest male employee in the product department, product development department. So that's the reason we are passing here male, and so here it is going to check like the gender belongs to the male, and the department equals to, see, when you are using the stream, then it gets all the records in the collection. Then filter method is going to apply the condition. It is going to exactly filter the data and it will give. So here the e dot get department equals to the product development. Okay. Then after that, what they are telling, see, get the details of youngest male employee. So then what, if you want to get like a youngest male, then we are going to use minimum, like younger, elder is there, right? Elder age, if you want to get, then maximum we can use. So here we are using this is a terminal operation. This is a terminal operation. So the min we are using. So we want to, what they are telling, okay. So here the comparator, why we are using, because why we are using here the comparator, we don't know, right? Like, see, if you want to write down like the age belongs to specific some 20 or 30, then we can pass the condition. But we don't know, right, who is the youngest male belongs to the product development. So that's why we have to compare. We have to compare each and every age. Then we'll come to know who is the youngest age. Then it is going to return that. So that's the reason we are using comparator dot comparing int. So what we have to compare? They are asking age only, right? Youngest is nothing but like age only, right? So that's the reason we are passing here get age. Then once we are getting that object, then we are calling the get method, and then we are printing each and every id, means like employee id, employee name, age, year of joining, salary, department, all the things. Just run this one. So who belongs to the product development, right? So the youngest age is 25, and there belongs to the male. There belongs to the male. So here we didn't read, I think, the gender. So just write down. Just on this. It is going to print gender here, right? So it is going to like just check the data, like who belongs to the product development, and that too they belongs to male, and we have to get the youngest age. So So this ignore, this is a female and this is a male. Okay. This there belongs to product development and this is male. This belongs to the product development. And two, this is 31 age and this is a 31 age and this is 25. Age is 25. Is there any other product development? Here it is 28. So in that case, 25 is a minimum, right? Then this Nitin Joshi is like the youngest male employee from the product development. So like that, like we are going to use these features, okay, Java 8 features, and then we can concise the code. Parallelly, we can execute the parallel streams, and we can get the data. Right? It reduces the developer burden efforts, and developer never no need to concentrate on the lengthy logics. Simply, we can use the function methods, and then we can get the data. See, for example, in SQL, I want to count the number of employees in the employee table. Select count star from employee table, like that we are using, right? So if there is no count method in the SQL, then we have to select all the employees and then we have to count the data. So that time it is like a time consuming, right? So here also the same way, like if you want to increment when each and every record, then we have to initialize one value and then we have to increment each and every, like inside the if condition, not only if condition, inside the condition we have to increment it, and finally we will be getting the count. But simply we are calling here also the functions, like the function programming, and then we are getting the data, and then we are getting the data. So that's all about like core Java. Like Java 8 features we already discussed. So if you want to explore on top of that, you can cover optional classes and then the default methods. These two topics like we are not much covering. Okay, so just if you want to learn, just go through and Google it. Just learn the default methods and the optional classes. But streams, intermediate and terminal operations and the collector classes are very important. During interview also, like every interviewer will ask definitely one, they will be touching one scenario, like they will be here it is an employee, there it will be some product, or they will be asking about the student, like that they will be asking about some account. Means the scenario will be the same, but only the entity will get changed. Entity means class will get changed. Clear? So that's all about core Java class, and then we completed core Java, and then so advanced Java, like we'll be continuing going forward. So one more guy is there. So his name is Sudhakar. So he'll be explaining the advanced Java concepts. Then in middle, definitely I will be coming back for this core Java, like not core Java, the Hibernate I'm going to discuss. And then he'll be discussing Spring and Spring Boot, and then I'll be discussing the Hibernate. So parallelly, it will go. Parallelly, it will go. So after Pongal or before Pongal, I'll start the Hibernate classes. And so that will be communicated through group. Okay, and then when you guys are free on the morning time, Sunil, is it okay for you to take the class on 9 o'clock? Darshan and Sunil, I think you people are working, right? Yes, am I audible? Or they are not in the, they're not in front of system. Sunil, Darshan, okay, okay. Manoj, you are there in the call?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so Manoj, like we completed successfully the core Java. So soon, definitely for one by one, I'll conduct some mock interviews. One day you have to come to office. Then we'll see your progress on the core Java part. Then only we'll upload the resume.
Okay.
Okay. So Sunil and Darshan, are you there? I think. Okay. So fine, I'll communicate with these guys and then I'll confirm the timings. Like most probably, like the morning times only. He will be taking. So he's okay for 9 o'clock also. So if you are unable to wake up early, so 9 o'clock 9 o'clock is also fine. So he'll take from 9 to 10 or 10:30. Then he'll be discussing the concepts like advanced Java, like it covers like JDBC, Servlet, and JSP. So don't expect much from him for JDBC, Servlet, and JSP because they are outdated. But in order to learn the Spring concept, then we may require Servlet and JSP. In order to learn the Hibernate, we may require JDBC basic things. So that's the reason once he completed the JDBC part, then I will be taking the Hibernate classes. Clear? So just message me who is having problem. Like if you are taking the class on the 9 o'clock morning, then let me know, guys, so that based on that we'll plan.
Hi, sir.
You are back, Sunil. Okay,
Sir, for me, it's problem sir, for 9 o'clock.
nine
8
o'clock.
o'clock is okay for me, morning.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But 9 o'clock is very difficult to attend.
So so what is your logging time like? It's 9 o'clock. Huh?
Yes, sir, 9 o'clock.
So will it be not possible like if you are joining through mobile and then if you are listening the concept for 1 hour in the office, is it possible or it's not possible?
Not possible, sir, because 9 o'clock to 10 meeting, stand up meeting.
Okay, stand-up meeting is there for 9 to 10. Okay,
Yes, sir.
okay, okay. In that case, what about other guys? Like, so you guys are not having any problem to join